Good morning, Maths Legends. Today we're going to be looking at segmented bar graphs. We're going to be looking at drawing them, we're going to look at describing them, and trying to interpret what they're telling us.
Okay, let's have a quick look at this first one, gentlemen. Now, it's important to be able to read a segmented bar graph. Now, a segmented bar graph is very similar to a pie chart. Now, a pie chart is all about having one whole pie and finding the fractions of each of the different parts so it makes up one whole. In this case, the bar graph is one whole bar, and we're going to split the bar up into like fractions or parts to represent the information for each of these different parts of the art group. So in this one, we're looking at art groups. You can see we have cartoons, clay pots, pottery, painting, and origami. So it's telling us that 30 students were surveyed and that they put down their results. Now, in this case, you can see I've got the ruler underneath. It's a 15 centimeter bar graph, segmented bar graph, and we know there's 30 kids. So if I say 30 kids, and I know there is 15 centimeters, that means that each of the squares, each of the centimeters are representing 2 students. So what I need to do here to be able to read it is I need to be able to look at the cartoons for an example and say, well, how big is the cartoon section? Well, it's 3 centimeters. Now I know that each of those centimeters is worth 2 students, so 3 times 2 is 6. Do the same with the clay pots. I know that the clay pots is 2 centimeters, and each centimeter is worth 2 students, so we would have 4 students. Quickly stop the video here, gentlemen, and have a go at puppetry, painting, and origami. Okay, let's have a quick look at puppetry. We can see that there are 4 centimeters. We'd multiply it by 2. That means there must be 8 students who like puppetry. We know that painting there are 3 times 2 is 6, and origami is 3 times 2, which is 6. Now let's just double check to make sure that we have 30 students. 6 plus 4 is 10. 8 plus 6 is 14, so that's 24, plus 6 more is 30. So we'll just make sure our total is 30, which we've done. And we now know that we have made sure that we have accounted for all 30 of the students surveyed. All right, here's another one for you. I want you to stop the video and see if you can work it out. Now, straight away, I've given you the bar graph, but we forgot to do something. We forgot to label it. So when we're doing bar graphs, there's a couple of things we need to do. We need to make sure that we have a bar. We make sure that the bar is divided into the different sections, and I'll show you a different way of doing that in a minute. And we need to make sure that it's colored and labeled. Now in this case, we've done the bar, we've left out the title, and we haven't labeled each of the different sections. So I'm going to put a title on it straight away. And I'm going to make it blood types. What I want you to do now is have a go and see if you can work out what section would be the O blood type, what section would be the A blood type, what section would be the B blood type, and what section would be the AB blood type. Now, just to give you a bit of a hint, I'm going to put in the first one for you, which is the red, and I'm going to say it's O. Now, the reason I know that is that O is 45% of the population, and it's the biggest amount out of all the ones that we've got. Now, if it's the biggest amount of the population, then it must be the biggest or the largest amount of the bar taken up. So I can see that straight away. Stop the video here, guys. Have a bit of a go. Okay, excellent. Now that you're finished, let's go through them. Well, I know the second biggest section must be A. The third biggest section must be B. And the smallest section is AB. So if you've got that, gentlemen, or that's what you came up with, you're on the right track. All right, let's have a crack at drawing bar graphs now. Here is one that I've made up for you. Having a look at this one, straight away I'm going to look at the amount of teachers and their favourite takeaways. If you have a look at the moment, I have 14 teachers that like Indian, 4 that like pizza, 6 that like Thai, and 2 each for Chinese, McDonald's, and KFC. Now, if I add those up, I need to find out the total to start with. Now, I know that my total, if I add all those up, is 30 teachers. So now, straight away, I need to work out how many students are going to take up each centimetre of this 15 centimetre bar that we're going to have. Now, if I've got 30 teachers, I've got 15 centimetres. Straight away, I know that I've got 2 teachers per bar. Now the next thing I need to do is draw my bar, so I'm going to grab out my red pen here and I'm going to do a 15 centimetre bar. I'm just going to put my lines there. I don't have a ruler, gentlemen, so you can probably understand that I'm going to use that section there. Okay, I'm going to start off now and I'm going to look at the Indian section. Now the Indian section says that there are 14 teachers. Now if I know there are 14 teachers, I know each centimetre is worth 2. I would have to do 14 divided by 2, which would equal 7 squares or 7 centimetres. So I'm going to colour in 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Make sure I put a line down there to make a clear split. I'm going to label it Indian. I'm going to get my new colour, orange. I'm going to look at pizza. Now pizza is 4 teachers. I'm divided by 2 because I know there are 2 teachers per centimetre. Would give me 2, so I'm going to colour in 2 squares. Bang, 1, 2. And then I'm going to label it. You can see that I'm colouring it and labelling each square. All right, go to my next one. I'm going to use yellow. I'm going to look at tie. So I've got 6 teachers. I know each are worth 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3, which would then mean that I have to colour in 3 squares. 1, 2, 3. And I am going to quickly label it as tie. And I'm going to do my last ones. Now I know straight away that the last ones are only 2, so that would mean that I can colour 1 square in for each. So 1 square for Chinese, 1 square for McDonald's, and 1 square for KFC. Now I've got to make sure I label those as well. I'm going to just put CH for Chinese, MC for McDonald's, and KFC, which I know you guys love. Okay, now the only thing I haven't done here now that I need to do is I need to make sure that I do a title for my bar graph. So I have a look here. It is SLC Teacher's Favourite Takeaway. Teachers Favourite Takeaway. So you can see there, I've split the bar up. Now, a couple little things that you might want to just address with your teacher. What happens if we don't have a full amount, like in like even numbers? If we have odd numbers, what happens then? Or the other one that you might want to ask is, what happens if we can't fit it easily into our bar graph or our segmented bar graph? So for an example, if we had 31 to fit into 15, what would we do? Because gentlemen, there's a really great formula that your teacher will be able to show you to help you with that. Well done, guys. Look forward to seeing you watching the next video.